Hello YouTube! Alpha Y will bring you another casual geographic reaction. Like I said, I'm continuously trying to catch up on the videos that this guy has on his channel. He doesn't have hundreds, so it does make it possible to catch up, but for the time being, I'm just working on getting through as many as I can and working my way up to the more present videos. So, I don't know what exactly to expect here. What prehistoric animal would have lived in your state? I'm a little unsure about this. He manages to have a lot of good, entertaining content, and some of it is also a little terrifying, but I'm actually kind of looking forward to it, to be honest. So, if you like this video, indicate so down below. If you have suggestions for future videos, drop in the comments, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Don't mind the yelling, that's just my roommate playing games. So, additionally, go ahead and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. The links are in the description, along with a link to the original video by Casual Geographic. If you haven't checked out his stuff, what are you doing here? And two, head on over to see what he has, because it is some good stuff. I'm still working my way through. I only got like the earliest ones he has and like the latest ones he has. I'm still working on all the ones in the middle. So, with all that said and done, let's go ahead and get into it.
What prehistoric animal would be your problem based on your state? Florida, you would have to deal with the Basilosaurus if you swam too far from the shore. Basically a homicidal roid whale that grew to 66 feet long with jaws that could send you to another plane of existence. New York, y'all would also want to avoid the beaches, because Europterus, aka sea scorpion the size of a damn house cat, would have been your problem. The largest ones were almost 4.5 feet long. California is so full of itself they named this violation against nature after it. Californosaurus was a prehistoric marine reptile that grew to 10 feet long and made the ocean a substantially more fucked up place. This one hurts. Living in New Jersey would have been a living sodomy, because the 30-foot killer crocodile Deinosuchus would have turned the Sunshine State into the murder capital of the world. Basically Chicago with more crocodiles.
Wasn't that the crocodile that could sprint and gallop after you? I'm pretty sure it was.
Keep in mind this crocodile clapped sharks for fun and would use this as a toothpick. And for the 3 people and 2 polar bears that live in Alaska, running fades with a dire wolf would have been a way of life. It would also be a way of death because they are bigger than wolves today. But don't be too disappointed. Some people have been trying to bring the dire wolf back, and honestly I'd rather resurrect this roid wolf than bring back Game of Thrones. What animal you'd have to worry about based on your state? Everything's bigger in Texas, and that includes the 10-foot, 22,000-pound middle finger that was Mastodon. Just know there's no such thing as a homeowner with this thing walking around, because there's no worldly possession that you own that this prehistoric Dumbo wouldn't take from you, and that includes your soul. Michigan, y'all like rats? Y'all had Castroid, aka a 7-foot, 200-pound roid rodent, also known as the giant beaver. Don't even bother with a mousetrap, you're better off using a tactical on this violation with teeth. Arizona, welcome to your tape. Ceratosaurus was a 14-foot, 250-pound life insurance cancellation with claws. Colorado, you might have had it worse than anybody else. Allosaurus would have squad wiped you and your entire bloodline. At 17 feet tall, 5,000 pounds with a top speed of 34 miles per hour, you would have been disrespectfully fucked. When I tell you this prehistoric murder gecko would have stat-padded kills, they would have had a higher body count than Bundy and all the sororities in the world combined. Don't think you're safe, New Mexico, you're not better off. Y'all would have had Gastosaurus, aka Big Bird with a rap sheet, in your backyard. Take cassowaries today, make them 6'7", and you have a malicious tendency Thunder Goose that would body you in your living room as well as on the basketball court. What prehistoric animal would be your...
So, I'm in Kansas right now, so I'm kind of looking forward to what he says about that. I'll be heading to Kentucky in a couple months, so I'm also keeping an ear open for that. So, Kansas and Kentucky, so what we got?
Your problem based on your state. Welcome to your tape, Georgia. You would have had duck-billed dinosaurs. 36 feet long and 15,000 pounds, and since they traveled in herds, you could easily get Mufasa if you didn't get out the way. Connecticut, y'all had Dilophosaurus straight out of Jurassic. They didn't spit venom, but at 23 feet 9,000 pounds with vice grip jaws, they didn't need to. Utah, y'all got blessed with one of the most disrespectful predators of the Ice Age, the short-faced bear. And at 11 feet tall, the only thing short about them is their temper, followed by your time on Earth. Delaware, you'd want to stay out the water, because there would have been multiple types of marine reptiles like Mosasaurus just waiting to put you in a blunt. North and South Carolina, say a prayer and thank God that he vaulted a 16-foot murder gecko known as Postosuchus, because this homicide on legs was failed plot development. What prehistoric animal you'd have to worry about based on your state? Alabama, you're a special kind of fucked. Tylosaurus was a 45-foot death iguana that would have put you in the back of a milk carton if you swam near it. And since they probably hunted in packs, this would have been the worst form of gang violence. Pennsylvania, clench your anus because you'd be screwed too. Rudiodon was a prehistoric version of the crocodile that could grow to 26 feet. As the largest predators in the area, they keep property values down and life insurance up. Illinois, no dinosaur bones have been found in your state, so the only thing that would kill you is boredom. Just kidding, you'd be getting vibe checked by the giant stag moose. It's bigger than the average moose. Ohio, you'd want to avoid water at all costs because Dunkleosteus would be out here living up to
about this
Not only did they have one of the most devastating bites of all time, this death guppy would have had bulletproof armor. Virginia, you would have had herds of woolly mammoths right in your front yard. I bet, their front yard. Because at 13 feet 12,000 pounds, your name might be on the lease, but this shag carpet with tusk would be the landlord. Nebraska, you would have been as down bad could get. You would have had a rhino-hippo hybrid called a Telosaurus. God took a homicide horse and a forbidden unicorn, put them together, gave it personality disorder, and said, let Nebraska deal with it. You're fucked. What prehistoric animal would be your problem based on your state? Louisiana, y'all would have the alligator gar. Fearsome freshwater fish that can grow to 10 feet, 350 pounds. Its gator, piranha, love child clearly escaped God's draft, but at least he vaulted. What? Oh, they're still alive.
Okay,
Shit.
no.
Tennessee meet Titanotilopus. An 11-foot, 4,800-pound homicidal alpaca on steroids. They'd normally be calm, but if you pissed them off, they could take your head off like camels today, and that's not hyperbole, it actually happened. Maryland, you'd have Ecphora, a murder snail with a long, sharp tooth designed to punch holes in the shells of other snails. They'd only be 5 inches long, but 5 inches can do a lot of damage. Pause. Hey, Indiana, who's your daddy? If you were alive back then, the answer would be the mastodon, the mammoth, the short-faced bear, and the smilodon. Basically, you'd be taking losses left and right. Massachusetts, you had the intimidating Stegosaurus. They were related to crocodiles, but were also a massive disappointment at only 7 inches. You wouldn't know that looking at the picture, so you're also looking at the world's first catfish. So a prehistoric animal you'd have to worry about based on your state. Oklahoma, you would have had the Mastrodoninae, aka the saber-tooth obituary on legs. Their teeth weren't good for holding struggling prey, so they would have specialized in killing you in seconds. Nevada, there's no other way to put this, y'all had some fuckery going on. You'd have a 50-foot, 60,000-pound Shonosaurus handing out aquatic phase like Phelps. They're one of the biggest reptiles ever and one of the top 5 most disrespectful things to ever leave God's drafts. Missouri, you're gonna love this one. The homicidal hell pig would have been your neighbor. They weren't actually pigs, but the hell part, that was on point. Built like a tank with hyena jaws, the Satan Swarm would have canceled life subscriptions on an egregious level. Rhode Island, if you don't like spiders, welcome to your tape. I can't pronounce its name, but I can pronounce you dead if this thing ever finds its way into your home. Oregon, meet the Pontilus, a prehistoric Pleistocene walrus. I don't know if this homicidal blubber nugget actually had tusks, but it definitely would have had a nasty bite that would have put you out of commission. And it would have ran all your beaches. Hawaii, I didn't forget about you. Y'all actually never had dinosaurs, so unless you're afraid of birds like the moa nola, you'd be fine. On land, water would be a different movie with no sequel. Here's what animal would be your nightmare based on your state. Dakota. South, left, right, it doesn't matter. Tyrone Rex would have snatched your soul and your chain. Not only was its bite the equivalent to getting curb stomped by a truck, it was septic, meaning even if you escaped, the clammy hands of Satan would still drag you to hell. Montana, y'all would be down horrendous. This giraffe raptor would have been the largest flying animal to ever exist, and if it plotted on you, you were finished. At 18 feet tall with a 40-foot wingspan, you would not be the main character. West Virginia, y'all would be more fucked than a relative at a family reunion. Dire wolves were fearsome pack hunters that would have been malicious population control, and if you couldn't tame them like Game of Thrones, you'd get cancelled like them. Kentucky, y'all had a giant ground sloth, which isn't bad until you realize those claws meant it would disembowel you with its pinky. Mississippi, y'all wouldn't have been able to swim without 16-foot Zagorza putting you on the news. Just like dolphins, they were smart enough
and one after the other
for living jihad just for fun. Arkansas, y'all had Arkansaurus. Great name, by the way. This prehistoric murder goose grew to 15 feet tall with claws that would make you 6 feet shorter. Yeah, they would have had hands, and best believe they would have used them. We got a fun one today. Washington, y'all would have had Cemeterium, running fades, and erasing names. If they were anything like rhinos today, they would have had horns and a nasty temper to go with it. Wyoming, you would have had Uintatherium. Basically, God tried to draw rhinos strictly from memory and got distracted. But if you want to question God, this prehistoric tank will happily send you to him. Minnesota, I'm not gonna lie, y'all would have been Homotherium's chew toy. These roid kitties were the same size as African lions today, and their teeth were S-tier disrespectful. With a top speed of 45 miles per hour, y'all be down so bad you'd be born 6 feet under. Kansas, pterosaur, need I say more? 36-foot wingspan, 550 pounds, built like a homicidal fighter jet, this thing would have put you in a blunt and smoked a U-pack. Vermont, going underwater would have been a death sentence if 36-foot Camarasaurus pressed you. Basically an armor-plated giant squid. Yeah, nature was in its bag on this one. Idaho, I don't even know what to tell you. Orctodromus was a burrowing animal, but at 7 feet tall, you'd still look up to them. Here's what animal would be your nightmare, based on...
I'm noticing a trend that anything in the water of prehistoric Earth is not going to have a very fond personality. It's not going to be a very good time. I would not want to be in any ocean in the prehistoric Earth's time period. Looks like this is one of the last ones.
On your state. At 8 feet, 3,500 pounds, taking a selfie with this prehistoric Appa wouldn't fly. But you might. The day you get on his bad side is the day your parents say bye, son. Iowa, welcome to your tape, you would have had the plesiosaur. They were apex predators that would have ran the ocean the way Goodell runs the NFL with no regard for human life. New Hampshire, you would have been blessed with the mastodon's presence. At 11 feet, 22,000 pounds, they would have turned something as simple as checking your mail into a living jihad. Just like elephants, they'd enter a state of must where just being alive would be enough to trigger them. Maine, you're gonna like this one. Y'all would have had a 16-foot homicidal dolphin that would have conducted itself like killer whales today. That includes psychopath tendencies and affinity to gang violence. Puerto Rico, I'm gonna include y'all because I love you guys. Y'all had a tropical marine climate perfect for 40-foot, 2,500 pound Titanoboa. There's a lot of snakes in the world, you probably dated a few of them, and this by far would have been the worst one.
I remember this one.
If you can't find your state, I'm gonna post this entire series to YouTube, so make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. And if you're watching this on YouTube, leave a like. subscribe. Why not?
Okay. So that was actually really entertaining and really, really good. It was also really short. So I'm going to go ahead and end this quickly so I can just jump right into the next one, because these are good. These are really good. I didn't hear Kansas or Kentucky, so I guess that's a win for those states, because some of these things are nightmare fuel. Not fun. Not fun at all. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. If you like this video, indicate so down below. If you have suggestions for future videos, drop them in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button and help us work our way closer to 1,000 subscribers. Also, in the description is going to be a link to the original video, as well as a link to Gaming Notorious's Instagram and Twitter accounts. So if you want to, go ahead and head over there, follow us on those. I've been posting a lot of stuff to Instagram about Warhammer and the miniatures that I either have painted or am painting. I'm constantly modifying my army, constantly upgrading things, so if you are interested in that, head on over and take a look. This has been Alpha White Wolf. I'm signing off. You keep howling, Wolfpack.